It's so true. I mean, all of us fall prey to this trap of the New Year's resolution. And, I've heard some people say that they don't even make resolutions anymore because they fail to meet those goals. But the beginning of the year is a great time to think about goals. And so many people think about losing weight or going to the gym every day. But then by the time February rolls around, they've completely missed those initial goals and they've forgotten all about what they were trying to do, and they go back to their old habits. Well, whether it's a business goal or a personal goal, and I think in this context we're probably talking personal goals, it's good to have a plan. And rather than just going out and having a random goal with a random path that you're going to try to take, I like to use what are called SMART goals. Not smart in the sense that they're clever, although they could be clever, but SMART is an acronym to help keep you on the path toward achieving your goal. Well, SMART is an acronym that's been used by managers for a lot of years when trying to map out and achieve business goals, but it's perfectly useful in a personal setting too. And SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So let's start with S. So S stands for specific. And for a goal to be specific, it needs to be very descriptive. And in the most common way, you want to be able to describe the goal in terms of numbers. So for example, in a business context, we might say, specifically, we want to increase sales this year by 40%. Or specifically, our goal is to achieve 400 new leads from this campaign that we're going to drive over the next quarter, something like that. And in a personal sense, it can be very much the same way. So in weight loss, we might have a specific amount of weight that we want to lose. If we've got a running goal, maybe we want to have a specific personal best time that we want to achieve if we're going to be running a 10K or a half marathon or a marathon. So being able to define very specifically and descriptively what the goal is important. You keep yourself honest if you can be very specific about your goal. Now, M stands for measurable, and this is very closely related to specific, but look at how these two things work together. So if I say something's measurable, what I'm looking at doing is measuring the change over time. So I want to move from point A to point B and be able to measure that over a period of time. And in the business world, this is typically pretty easy. We measure things in terms of quarters or years or maybe months, and we want to look for changes. So for example, if I have a weight loss goal that's a personal weight loss goal, rather than just having this big goal of, let's say, and I would personally love to lose about 5 kilos, maybe I break that up into more measurable chunks. And so, well, that's a bad word when it comes to weight, chunks. But maybe I lose half a kilo every week or something like that. So I've got a specific goal, it's very measurable, and it's measured over time, and I'm looking at the change from period to period. So A stands for achievable, and when we're talking about goals, we can have unachievable goals that are aspirational goals, but that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in business or personal life. So we want to have goals that are achievable, and we might want to ask ourselves, has someone else done this before, or can we see a clear path to actually achieving this goal? So we just want to have an honest dialogue, even if it's with ourselves. Is this something that we can realistically do? And that leads us to our next letter, which is it realistic? So these two things work together, achievable and realistic. And so you just have to ask yourself, can I achieve this? And then realistically, will I achieve this? Have I given myself enough time? Do I have enough resources? Do I have enough support? So for example, if we go back to the weight loss example, the weight loss goal. So do I have enough support? Do I potentially need to get a nutritionist or a personal trainer? Have I got the support of my family or my spouse? Right? So all of these things sort of work together in terms of a specific goal that's very measurable, and yet it needs to be achievable and realistic. And finally, T stands for time-bound. So this obviously has to do with the amount of time that it's going to take. And back to our weight loss example, if I say I want to lose 5 kilos and I want to do it in a week, maybe that's achievable, but at what cost? And is it realistic? Do I really want to do that too? I might do that at the expense of my health. And so I might want to look at a time bound or a time bounding on that goal that says maybe a more realistic time frame on that is 6 months. And so when I put all of these things together, I've got a specific goal that's measurable over a period of time. It's achievable, it's realistic. I'm saying 5 kilos, not 50 kilos, and I've given myself an amount of time that is within the realm of possibility. So whether we're talking about business or personal, SMART goals really help us to do our due diligence and to be honest with ourselves and to think critically about, are these the right goals? Can we achieve them? And do we have the right amount of time allocated to do so? Okay, so here's a personal SMART goal that I have for myself. So one of the things that I love to do is Muay Thai, and I train as much as I possibly can. And for 2018, I've got a goal to go to the next level in Muay Thai. So in sports like karate or jiu-jitsu, you have belts. And in Muay Thai, you have something similar. You have a band that you wear on your arm that designates which level you are. So I want to go up one level. So very specifically, I want to hit one level up. It's measurable. It is one level. It is achievable because I've been at the level that I'm at right now for about a year. It's realistic. I'm working with my trainers, I'm working with my coaches, and they're telling me I'm progressing. And I think within this year, so giving myself now a little less than 12 months, I think that's a very achievable goal. So by the end of this year, my objective, and I think what I will achieve, is to go up one level in Muay Thai.